west. Now, with those developments comes added expense. They add to our tax base, but that means that we have to have more police officers to go out on patrol. We have to have more roads. We have to have more planning, more parks. So growth is good, but it does come with its own issues. Now, to get growth, we have to have developers that are willing to develop. And one of the biggest problems that I have heard, and I'm not alone in hearing this, I think every commissioner and everyone who's running for the commission has heard how difficult it is to go through the process and the planning department. A lot of developers are small and they don't have staff to send down to the planning and development department to wait for 6 or 8 hours to go through the process. They have to go in by themselves. I think that we should have a liaison that can work with these businesses and these small businesses. And the second thing that I think is all the commissioners should understand how the process works. Because here's what happens. Somebody complains to the commissioner, "I've had a really difficult time getting this through." Well, the commissioner doesn't really know who works down in that department. They have a rudimentary knowledge of what the department is. So they call Tony Delgado and they say, "Tony, I've had this citizen call and they're just having a terrible time." Well, Tony's busy running the city, but Tony will fire off a memo and say, "Mr. Smith came in and he's having a really difficult time, and would you please get with Commissioner Jones to let him or her know what's going on?" Well, the planning department will come back and say, "Well, we had that person in, but they really wouldn't listen to anything we had to say, and we tried to help them, but we just couldn't help them." So that's the message that goes back to the commissioner. The commissioner gets with the person and says, "Well, they said they tried to help you, but you just wouldn't listen to anything they had to say." And the poor soul's back at the door again in the same runaround that they got to begin with. It has to stop. Somebody has to know, one, what the department does, and two, help that person. The buck stops when they contact the commissioner. Shouldn't go any further. The commissioner should handle it.